Walt Grayson is here to head us into the weekend with another story about us as he focuses on Mississippi. And Walt, I guess I'm hoping this is just a legend and not really real.
Oh, that makes two of us. But people have been talking about the Chatawa monster for as long as anybody can remember. Well, here's what I know about it. Now, playing heavily into the legend is the old Illinois Central Railroad and the proximity it has to the Tangipahoa River and swamps. There's Kramer's Lodge, which used to have an animal sanctuary, and curiously playing prominently into the legend is the old St. Mary School, a religious retreat near Osaka in South Mississippi today. But several decades ago, a prominent private school, very popular with New Orleans families who wanted to get their children a good education, but not be too far away, just far enough. Now, as far as the monster, he's supposed to be a Bigfoot-type creature that makes noises and is glimpsed at the edge of the woods and wandering through the swamps around Chatawa. My source for much of my material about the monster is Sam McKinney, a lifelong resident of the area. He says the monster is supposed to be a big ape that escaped from a mythical circus train wreck near the Tangipahoa swamps. But people have seen something in the woods near Chatawa, so Sam says the possibility is Kramer Lodge that's supposed to have had monkeys in its animal sanctuary. Even the nuns who taught at St. Mary claim to have seen monkeys in the woods. Which brings us to St. Mary. Now, back during the time it was a school, it seems most of the claims of someone to have actually seen the big, hairy Chatawa monster were made by upperclassmen to freshmen upon their arrival, warning them not to wander too near the woods or the river, and for goodness sakes, don't try to run away back home to New Orleans or they'd never be heard of again. And then there'd be a bunch of names of examples of kids who disappeared in just that way. Of course, nobody ever really knew any of them personally. But one thing that is real at Chatawa is an artesian well that's been fixed up, so you can get a drink of water if you'd like. But be careful. Don't you imagine this is where the Chatawa monster gets his water, too? It's easy to find. It's right across the tracks from the Chatawa post office, where the monster, no doubt, gets his mail. Could be. You don't know. Yeah, I tell you what, there are legends, really, of circus trains wrecking, not only at Chatawa, but everywhere that the tracks pass through or near a swamp, all the way from Chatawa to Cairo, Illinois, including a very famous derailment at Canton that never happened. So,
oh my.
Anyway, so there's your monster.